Annette, and today I'm here with a Top 5 Wednesday. This is a Goodreads group run by Sam over on Thoughts on Tomes, and both links are down below for your perusal. So today's topic is top 5 science fiction and fantasy books that are on your TBR. For this list, I decided to go with books that I don't currently own. I know most TBRs are books that you do own, but I thought it'd be more interesting because we both know that I buy a lot of books pretty frequently because I am a book whore. So I figured, why talk about books I already own and have to read sometime in the future? Let's talk about books that I plan to buy in the near future. And those 5 books are... Number 5 is Noelle Stevenson's For Wizards. This is a book that's on the plans to be released sometime in this year. I'm not exactly sure when, but I heard about it and I was excited. I've read Noelle Stevenson's Nimona, which is this one right here. Noelle Stevenson is a graphic artist, so her books are graphic novels. She is a very talented writer and a very talented artist. Book number 4 is Renee Adelaide Flame in the Mist. Now, from my understanding, this is a Mulan retelling. I love retellings. I am a huge fan of them. I like when you tell me something new, but it's with something I'm already familiar with. My favorite Disney princess was Mulan, and I love the character Mulan herself. If you guys haven't watched the live action Chinese reimagining of the story of Fa Mulan, you definitely should go and see it. This describes the story of the real life person Fa Mulan and tells her tale. And it's very similar, of course, to the Disney movie, but there are some creative differences, of course, that Disney took. I love both imaginings of Fa Mulan, both the more accurate portrayal with the Chinese side and the Disney portrayal. So I'm very excited to see what Flame in the Mist has in hold for Mulan. Number 3 on this series, we're finally getting more into science fiction, and that is Illuminae by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. So this book I've heard a lot about from BookTube, and I've seen it sometimes in bookstores and stuff. It looks interesting enough, and then the more that I've heard about it on BookTube and how much everyone loves the book, the more I'm getting interested in it. So this takes place in space, and there are 2 corporations that are fighting over this one planet, and the 2 main characters of this book are trying to figure out what's going on and why. And there's like this plague breaking out, and so they're, through interviews, little notes, and stuff that they're pulling up, are trying to figure out what's going on, what is happening to their world, why are they involved in all of this. Book number 2, another science fiction, and this one is Red Rising by Pierce Brown. I do own the second book, Golden Sun. If you watched one of my hauls, you know I got that for $1, and it was already on my list of books to buy, so I bought it. Now I just need to buy the first book so I can actually start the series. This is more of a dystopian science fiction book, and it has everybody organized by colors. And it talks about this one character who is colored as a red, and reds are the lowest class in this society, and they are basically the slaves of society. Now the main character finds out that they are the slaves and not just the hard-working citizens. He originally believed that they were just like working so that their children in the future could have a better life, and then he discovers that everything was a lie and they're really just slaves to the higher up, and war breaks out because that's what happens in these books. And number 1 that I'm most excited to read, and that is on my TBR, and the reason why it's at this number 1 spot when usually I never put an order to these things, is Adventurers Wanted: The Acts of Sundarin by M.L. Foreman. Now this book is long awaited. It was originally set to come out in December of 2004, and it is the 5th book in the Adventurers Wanted series. However, M.L. Foreman had a stroke, I believe, and he was very ill, so of course it was tough for him to write, and he was on the fence to get better, and now it's said that this book will come out sometime mid this year or the end of this year, so I'm really excited. I'm not quite sure the official release date, just that M.L. Foreman has stated that he has gotten the book and done finally after his hiatus because of his health, and now he needs it to be edited and to go through that whole process. So it's still not up for official release date, but it's promised sometime in this year, and I'm really, really excited. I love this series. This series follows a boy named Alex, and he discovers a new world. He goes into a shop because he's curious about the sign outside, and he discovers that adventurers do exist, that a new world exists, and that he is in fact an adventurer. And you see Alex just go on his way and learn all of these great things about this new world. We have dwarves, we have elves, we have magicians, and sorcerers, we have dragons, we have all sorts of things in this series. And it's great just to see Alex grow from the character he was to the character he is now, fully established in this world, and learning more about this history. This is a classic tale of good versus evil, but tale is long extended through the fact that every book is about some adventure. It focuses on one main adventure, and that long lasting tale of there is a greater evil is there, and you just kind of see it shape and form, so that you know by the end of the series that final adventure will be against that great evil. And the most curious thing about it is that Alex isn't necessarily the savior of the world. He is more of the mentor. You're hearing the story of the mentor versus the story of the hero. It's what we left off in his fourth book, and what I'm really excited to continue, because I like hearing the story of a so-called Merlin than the story of Arthur. And that's kind of the way that this looks to be going, and I'm super, super excited for this, as you can probably tell by the length I'm going on about this. I cannot wait. So, those are my top 5 on my TBR for science fiction and fantasy. What are yours? Have you heard of any of these books? Are you interested in any of these books? Do you think they're good? They're bad? Comment below and let me know. If you like what you're seeing here and you want to continue to see more, subscribe down below and ring the little bell to be notified every time I put out a new video. That is it for this video, so goodbye, internet.